I want to talk about some mental health things.
Okay.
Okay. Because I just feel like you don't really talk about that as much.
Not really.
Okay. Because I listened to Cody on Mad Happy and I was like, I was floored because I had never seen that side of him.
Yeah.
And that's probably the side that you obviously get to see a lot.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't actually watch that or listen.
Oh, you should listen. It was very impactful.
Wow.
He was talking about not drinking.
I love him.
He was talking about not drinking, and it made me. It really inspired me to like re-look and re-examine.
Okay.
And he said something. I'm just praising Cody at this.
That's fine.
He said something where he's like, "You need to show up for yourself," and I don't know why that just like sunk into my body. Like every day, even if you don't want to do something, I know he was like training for that, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like every day just choosing to show up for yourself. And like it's that trust muscle that keeps happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was really beautiful. And I just haven't heard you kind of speak about your like mental health and if you've struggled with it or what you've dealt with.
Like just in general.
Is there
I have a specific thing
ahead.
actually that really sis because again, the homework that I did. You said that when you re-released this, I thought this was so fascinating and interesting. You said that when you came back to YouTube this year, you were nervous because you didn't know if anyone was going to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to me that seems to be like this universal insecurity that we all have, no matter if we're a content creator or if we're establishing ourselves in our career, but specifically as a content creator, when it's like at every point, no matter how big your audience is, no matter what level of success you've achieved in this quote unquote industry or in this career, it's so shocking when I hear of women like yourself who have that. And I realize it's just like this even playing field that we all experience.
It was the same as, remember when we had Alicia Marie on and she was like, oh my God, I got a video that had like 1 million views and I went to a deep depression. But she's like, that's insane, obviously. But usually my video, so it was an interesting.
Right.
I'd love to hear.
How do you manage that internally?
I mean, I don't know. I think that I still am like figuring it out. Really, this whole like world is so something that I never really knew I was going to be a part of. And I love doing it so much. But I think that I just put a lot of pressure on myself I compare myself to just like I live with Cody, who is doing the same thing as me, and he's been doing it longer, and he does it really well. And so I always end up comparing myself to him. And I feel like that makes it harder because we're not on the same playing field. Like he's a way bigger creator than I am. And so I feel like, but then I'm like, well, why do all yours get 5 million views? And he's like, because it's just different. And I feel like I just get so scared. And it's also just scary. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
No one's afraid to tell you what they think. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's just like scary.
Being vulnerable on the internet. I mean,
for
we
sure.
We talk about this all the time. It is the most I don't think people understand who are watching how difficult it is to like really step into that.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I don't know, like how do you get over that? Do you just like say, fuck it, I'm just going to post and I'm just going to show up? And
yeah, I mean, it's really just like putting that aside and just still putting stuff out there and like trying not to like beat myself up if it doesn't get the amount of views I want it to get, or people just say that they wish that I did this or they wish that I wouldn't or filmed this or did that or whatever it is, like just staying true to what I want to film and what I want to put on the internet to like protect my peace, I guess, for lack of a better word, like just and not doing stuff just because people say that they want to see. If I don't want to film something, I'm not going to film it. Like if I want to protect something and keep that thing just for me, like I can't listen to, if someone wants to, I'm sure people would love if I filmed my entire wedding and put it on the internet, but like, and I don't care that would do really well. That's for me. And like, I think I just have to like ignore what everybody else is saying, because then I just won't be happy, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you want like the people who you watch to be enjoying what they're making and doing. And so I feel like I just have to like listen to myself and like stay true to who I am.
Yeah.
How do you find that internal compass? Because as you said, between you and Cody, your wedding could be a fucking hit on the internet, right? And when your job is posting content to increase engagement and decrease followers, et cetera, and it's something I think about. Obviously, I'm on a very small scale here, but I'm thinking even about my daughter, right? Like people
totally
fucking love it when I post her.
For sure.
And I'm like, okay. And someone was saying, oh, you should just like post her and then you'll grow. And I was like, whoa.
No.
My daughter is not a growth strategy.
Exactly.
But I love sharing her. And so I do it, but it's the way it's like my intention behind. I'm not like, oh, I need a bump today or I don't have anything to post or reels. I'm going to post my daughter kind of thing.
Right.
It's more like I love sharing her because I'm having beautiful moments with her and everyone loves her too. But it's hard to figure out that because then you kind of start thinking about your life as a growth strategy.
Your whole life. So I've started this 100 days where I'm posting 100 times on TikTok or 100 date.
Jesus.
I think I had a stroke.
Yeah.
Like you're posting once every day
once
for
every
100
day
days?
on TikTok.
Okay.
Yes. And
oh my God. How's that going?
Probably great.
It's going. What do you mean probably great?
I don't know. I just think you're great.
Things are happening. Things are happening. It's not, again, but it's not for the output. It's not for the like growth of followers. It's to close that creative gap for me and to just continue to show up and show.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just that repetition. And as a result, yes, of course, like followers come,
of course.
But if you're making content for yourself, like that's the most important thing. If you're making it for other people, one, they're gonna kind of understand that it's not authentic, and also just it's the reason like Alex Earl has done so well,
right?
And it's like those get ready with me is of being just she puts out whatever the fuck she wants,
totally,
and we're on the ride. I know. So I texted Scout. I'm like, well, let's talk about Alex Earl. I want to get Kelsey's pulse, and she was like, who?
Really?
It's a consistent theme of our podcast where I'm
she's not a TikToker.
That's fine. I'm too deep on TikTok. I love Alex Earl.
Yeah, I want to hear your pulse check on her.
Wait, can I get like a who intro?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, yes.
I don't know who she is.
Kelsey, do the honors.
Well, she is a college student. She's a senior at University of Miami.
Okay.
And she is like a stunning blonde beautiful girl who does get ready with me, and she just kind of
big boob. Okay.
Yeah, she has like a very beautifully done
boob job.
Honestly, stunning rack.
Okay,
on
for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful work. And she just posts get ready with me's, and she just talks, and she'll be like, she's not like.
She's a little basic, but like she's like a party girl.
Yeah,
but it seems like you're like getting ready with her.
With like a friend.
With a friend.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also just like she's not pretending like she didn't get a boob job. She's not pretending to be something that she's not. She's just like very open and honest and like just kind of talks. And I love it. I love watching people who aren't scared to just like say whatever the fuck they want. Because I feel like a lot of times I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Someone's going to be pissed off about that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I always worry, like, because people are pretty brutal online.
And that's so interesting because when I listen to your podcast, I feel like that's the exact energy I get, which it's that I'm just hanging out with you as a friend.
See, that makes me happy. And that's where like a lot of my mental health stuff comes in, like a lot of like imposter syndrome and like doubt and stuff comes in because like I don't think people listen, and I don't think that it's good.
No, it's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
We need to shake you.
This is what happens.
But it's true.
Like people come on Okay Sis, and we just tell them how great they are.
Yeah,
you're a big fucking deal, and you should know that. You should.
I appreciate that.
You should embody that.
Also, speaking solo on a podcast is so fucking hard. And maybe you've had like a practice from YouTube, but that just to be able to hold like a 45-minute, an hour podcast alone. I don't think I can do it.
That's where
I appreciate that.
That's where I thrive more. So Mads keeps sending me like, oh, you should do this on TikTok or this on video. And I just need to, for once and fucking for all, know that is not my medium. I feel cringe. I don't feel good. It doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't understand it. I'm like watching the elevator boys on TikTok. Like, I don't know what's happening to me. You know what I mean? Where like, if you put me on a mic alone in a room, I can talk for an hour and I'm good in that way. But there's no algorithm to the podcast app.
No, totally. I know. It's like, but then at the same time, I'm like, maybe just because I always feel a little bit awkward, like on TikTok and stuff too. I've filmed so many like get ready with me videos or like random vlogs and stuff for TikTok that I just haven't posted.
Oh my God, you
I'm
have to.
I know, but I'm like, that's embarrassing. But then I'm like, this is your fucking job. Right. Just do it and like put yourself out there. It's just so interesting because, sorry, now I'm just going off. But like, I just feel like I'm very, like, I have a good sense of self and like, I like am very comfortable with who I am. I think it's just more like the vulnerability, like sharing it with so many people is what like where the doubts come in. Cause it's like, I don't doubt that like people like, I'm like, yeah, people like my videos. Like I like I'm normal online. Like, of course people are going to like them, but like, it's the like being vulnerable that gets me doubting everything. Cause I'm like, don't say that. Just keep that for like the people who know you and like keep it safe, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where I kind of like, and it's just, this is not what I was planning on doing with my life in like the best way possible. I mean, I'm so happy to be doing it, but like I was always just going to teach.
Yeah.
And that was like all I was ever going to do.
How many years ago did you quit your teaching job?
I just stopped this school year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I
really
started doing it like part-time, but I was still going into the school. I was still working with my boss. And then she moved to Oregon. And so I kind of was like, okay, you gotta like, I think it was just like a security blanket for me. Because it's like, I always just like, I'm good at teaching. I was at the school. It was like this thing that it was like, oh, I can't get that video done because I'm at the school. But like, even though the video is what's paying the bills and the school is just for fun. But like, it was always like, I felt like it was like a security blanket.
Okay, so let's talk about quitting your day job because I didn't realize it was that recent. And you were talking about the difference between like your schedule, how you don't have structure now and you did before.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest surprise to you since having a more 9 to 5, 8 to 5 job and then doing this type of a career? What's been like the biggest like, whoa, I did not expect that?
Oh God, that's hard. I don't know. Maybe just like having too much freedom can like screw you up sometimes. Like I just feel like I need some sort of schedule. Whereas before when I was working 8 to 5 at the school, I was like, I wish I could wake up whenever I wanted. I wish I could wear whatever I wanted. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And then like now I'm like,
the grass is always greener.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think like being your own boss is just surprisingly a lot like more difficult than I thought it would be because I end up giving myself like way too much freedom.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have this like intrinsic motivation to do things or like create structure in your life.
Yeah.
Both Scout and I are entrepreneurs and I've found that too where I'm just like the other day, which I feel grateful that I have the freedom in my days to like do things like this, but I was like, oh, I don't have anything this afternoon. I'm going to take my stepsister and we're going to go to Nobu, Malibu. And I was like, we're just going to drive and just like watch the sunset. And it was delightful.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I probably could have, worked on something else during that time.
Right.
So there's this.
But then you got to you have to be able to like make time to do that kind of stuff too. So it's like, I don't know. It's just been interesting trying to like navigate just only having to like worry about myself really and like my job as I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I was just thinking as you were saying that I still have the freedom, but my business that I started to own my own business and have that freedom at this point now is much more of my day job almost because I have 6 employees and all these clients and stuff. So I can do this stuff in the middle of the day. I can be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to LA, guys. Sorry, I won't be on the team call. I have to record Okay Sis. Or, oh, I'm going to go to Palm Springs. I'll, like, work from there. Like, I'm going to get my hair blown out in the middle of the day. Like, I don't have to answer to anybody. And it does at times feel like it's starting to be more of my day job, quote unquote. And when it feels like that, that's when I have to check myself and be like, okay, why does it feel like my day job? Where can I spice it up? Where can I go back to, like, feeling really empowered in my freedom, et cetera, because it's interesting when you get there because you're like, wait a minute, how am I feeling like this is my day job right now? Yeah.
Right.
That's how I feel too. And sometimes I like working on the weekends more because
I saw you were working on Sunday and I was like, ooh.
I don't condone
But you looked, I was saying, you looked really in the flow. Like it was really serving you.
I'm on record as anti-hustle culture, but the reason I love working on the weekends is because it's a mental thing where I know no one else is working, so then I somehow feel.
I totally agree with that.
And then on a Wednesday, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking work because everyone's working, and I feel
also get through your inbox on a Sunday. It's the best.
Yeah, just to clear it all out.
And also just like that's something that's nice is just being able to do stuff like when you want, still getting stuff done, but like finding the times that work best for you and like doing it then instead of having to get up early or having to work late or whatever it is, or working on weekends if that's what you prefer, like whatever it is. I think that's been nice.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss teaching?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it feel like a loss of identity a little bit?
Maybe a little bit, but I think I miss it, but feel like I've grown so much more not doing it because I'm not doing like the safe thing anymore. And I feel like I've learned a lot about myself and like I've tackled things and done things that I didn't even think was possible. And so I feel like if I had stayed teaching, I would have been perfectly happy and fine, but I would have never felt challenged. You know what I mean? Like when I went to college, I knew from the moment I went to school that I was going to be a teacher and I was going to get my degree in child development and I was going to go to teach at a preschool. Like I just knew that. And so there was never any sort of like, who am I? What do I want to do? This is challenging. I don't like this. I don't like that. It was just like, no, this is what I want. And so I feel like now I'm more willing to put myself in like scary situations that I wasn't before.
Question.
Yes.
Was leaving the job in any way because of your fiance's career? Because, for example, my husband is getting a PhD right now, and I'm like going to LA, I'm going to Palm Springs, I'm going to Nashville, and he can't come with me because he has that set schedule and he can't work from everywhere or have that flexibility. So when he's done with his PhD, it's a really important thing for us and our family that he gets either a job or starts his own business where where we can have that flexibility together, because it's like, it sucks when I can do stuff that he can't do with me. Was that part of it for you for leaving?
Mean, when I like my timeline is kind of weird because it's like I was teaching full time. I left, I started nannying because I wasn't making enough money as a full-time teacher to like support myself living in LA.
That's crazy.
So it's terrible. But so I started nannying and then I met Cody right when I started nannying, and he had so much freedom then, and I did not like nannying that I was like, I don't want to be doing this. So that played more of a part then. When I started teaching again, I was already making videos and stuff, and my boss and I had a really good relationship. So I was already kind of like part-time for her then. So my schedule was pretty flexible. So no, because if I like wanted to travel or we were doing something like I had it worked out to where I could.
Okay, got it.
But when I was nannying and I realized like how much Cody was doing and everything like that I just didn't think nannying was worth it. So
it's so interesting when you like get older, you have to think about like your partner and you have to have similar lifestyles when it comes to jobs, not just like we think lifestyle, but we don't understand that the job structure has to be similar too, especially in today's
so hard.
age.
If you're working days and your partner's like a doctor and they're working nights, like you never get to see them. It's not easy. And I feel lucky that Cody and I are able to like travel together and do all of the same stuff like that. When
did it click that you loved making content? Like when did you just start being in his stuff and you're like, wait, I love this?
Well, when we like first started dating, you know, we were like in the honeymoon phase. We were just like wanted to spend every waking moment together that we possibly could. And so he asked me if I wanted to be in one of his videos. And I was like, sure, whatever. Like that doesn't seem to bother me. Like, sure. So he set up the camera and we filmed this video, and he was like, you were like really natural. Like I usually when I put the camera on someone, they like get really awkward. Like he was like, I was worried that was going to be weird, but like you were really natural in front of the camera. And I was like, yeah, that actually was really fun. And like I felt really comfortable. And so I was like, oh, I think I could do this. And then I kind of thought about it more, and I was like, if he's going to keep putting me in his videos, like I don't want to just be Cody's girlfriend.
Thing, yeah.
Like I want people to know me for who I am and not just like me because I'm in his videos. And so I was like, and it was fun and I felt comfortable, and so I kind of want to try it myself, and I did. And I think that's when I realized that it could be something that I could actually do and be good at and enjoy.
Yeah.